Okay, so we're gonna go like this. If anyone lets me know if you can't hear the audio of the game, can you hear the music from the game? I accidentally ended stream because of the hotkeys that I had binded. I didn't realize that that was gonna do a thing. So we're gonna just gonna delete those really quickly before I start the game, so that doesn't happen again. My audio is just kind of weird right now, so I'm really sorry. Uh, I need extra help with this, but right now I'm using Streamlabs, and we're just gonna go on with the game right now. And again, anyone who wants to let me know if things are not looking good or look kind of awful, just let me know. You know what I mean? Otherwise, just let's try have some fun here. I'm gonna probably play for an hour or so. Uh, Again, anyone who's watching, please let me know if anything is like you can't hear. Please. Uh, yeah, just let me know if anything is not going right at all, because everything is going horribly, and I'm trying here. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Um, let's start. The hour is early, but the work has already begun. The far-seen threat to Earth was eradicated 3 months ago. It's hard to believe that's all it's been. 3 months, 3 moon cycles since Aloy faced a Horus head on. Just 3 months since she overcame the most impossible of odds and brought it down. But she can't say she did it alone. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to see if anything is bad. I've already played like at least 2 minutes of this. By the way, this is a fan effort game made by the folks over on Tumblr. You can find it on Tumblr under the name Focus on the Heart. It's a wonderful, considered fan effort of many fan artists, coders, writers who just love the Horizon Zero Dawn games and Horizon Forbidden West. I do recommend that if you haven't played those games and you don't want to be, I mean, I don't know if this game goes into like a lot of spoilers. I know that I waited to play it until I had finished Horizon Forbidden West because I knew that one of the romance options was at least a couple of them are from Horizon Forbidden West. So if you don't want to get spoiled for that, anyone who's coming in onto the stream, just go ahead and let me know. Um, uh, well, let me know, or actually maybe just hop off and go play the games first. I really recommend them. They're amazing. Uh, and they're fantastic. Uh, yeah. Also, the music also was fan made as well. I'm not sure how much of it is like, uh, you know, sourced or something like that. I probably could have done more research before this. I've just spent so much more time trying to figure out how my audio works without so it just comes from my mic instead of my computer mic, so that there's not a lot of extra noise. Probably by the end of the stream, I'll probably like show y'all where to find Focus on the Heart on Tumblr, and of course show you uh like the people who worked on it and stuff like that. I'm sure there's credits at the end of the game, but it's very good. But we're just a few minutes in at the moment. Um, I probably could start. I probably could continue at this point. Uh, ah, okay. So I've just been informed that the audio from the game isn't playing, which there is a lot of music that's in the game. That okay. So give me a little bit to work out the scuff for a second. Uh, to make sure that the audio is being from the game is being heard because there is a lot of nice music that's coming onto it. Let me know. Do you hear? Does anyone hear the music now, or is there just still some like issues there? Mm, let me see. Is that better? The see, I see that the thing isn't actually moving it. Like I see the mic aux is happening, but the game capture itself isn't like showing, which I'm not sure why it's not happening. Um, give me a moment. It might be just the game capture itself. Uh, go ahead and capture the audio. Is that better? Hoping that's better. It looks like the game capture is now with full volume. Uh, yeah, heck yeah. Let's continue on into our Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West gameplay. I've always really liked a lot of the characters. I did, and the first time I played this game when I was like maybe 19, I think. Uh, I was really into like Aloy and Avad, but on the second playthrough, I was just like, Avad, maybe you are projecting Ursa onto Aloy, which I see that he's not a romance option in this game, which that is valid. There's already so many romance actions to choose from. Also, Avad, Han, maybe work on yourself a little bit. Like, I know we all love Aloy. She's amazing. She's great. I don't know if you're fully into her for the right, like, I don't know. When you play the game, there's a whole thing about her going like, "Hey, I'm not a replacement for Ursa," so that's fun. But yeah, this game is following like the events after Forbidden West, I believe. So, continuing on. 3 months since her heart decided to make room for another. But 3 months is a long time, especially without contact. At least Aloy has plenty with which to keep herself busy. Enough time has passed by now that the events of the burning shores feel more and more like a dream, and she's done little else but throw herself into research in the base. Of course, that isn't entirely by choice, but Aloy still doesn't like to think about that. With Beta's help, they scoured the data left behind by Londra before his untimely demise. And Aloy, sorry, I had to burp. And Aloy has made sure to share any discovery within her art network. Silence, for all his indifference and arrogance, is at least making himself useful, and finally seems to be sharing his own discoveries rather than hoarding them for his own needs. I love Silence. Silence is a cool character. Rest in peace, Lance Riddick. You will be missed. He was in a phenomenal actor, voice actor, and he's a very recognizable voice. I don't remember what one of his last roles was, but I do remember that he was a Thordak in the Vox Machina show, and so it was kind of great hearing his voice. I think that's the last thing I've heard him in, aside from like the Horizon games. Um, yeah, he was really cool. I wonder how when Horizon, the third game, if and when it comes out, it should come out. I hope it comes out because they're coming out with all the Lego stuff and now the hunter gathering stuff. Yeah, I'm getting like distracted. So yeah, with Beta's help, he's finally making his own discoveries rather than holding them for his own needs. before I read this, like, can I just gush about how nice the art is? Like, look at this. This is Aloy and Beta, and like, look at the backgrounds too. Just they're so detailed, and look at the shading and lighting. Like, it's like the amount of effort and love that was poured into this is just like amazing. And there's like several different artists in this game, so it's not just one art style, but like they're just all beautiful and amazing, and I don't know, I love it. Anyway, time. Aloy's eyes roam over one such data packet, searching for any hint towards a weapon that could be useful against Nemesis. So far, nothing. Sometimes it feels as hopeless as a search for a Gaia kernel. Forgive me mispronouncing things. But she has to remember that she found one, that she succeeded, and that she can do it again. It only cost her a close brush with death, right? I mean, not like that's not something that happens to her all the time in the games. Just near brushes with death nearly almost every encounter that she lives through, and just posited as the savior of the world. A lot of weight on her shoulder, which, like, if you've played the other game, uh, part of that is her learning to accept help. But uh, some habits die hard for Ayla. So did the data that kept her base bound for 8 solid weeks. But she throws that thought out of her mind as soon as it appears. Ayla presses on. She can't help but feel like they're close, so close to finding a solution, and that makes it even harder to stop. Um, Aloy, why don't we take a break from this today? You can try again later. I can't sound like Ashley Birch, people. I'm sorry. I'll try and like do voices, but like I will not do them justice. Uh, Aloy shakes her head. Beta can take a break if she wants to, but she needs to keep going. Come on, we've been at this for days. You need to give yourself a rest. Like she didn't spend 2 months doing that. Still, now that she mentions it, her lips tighten as she stares at a file on her focus, but her eyes are glazed, unseeing, clearly as tired as her sister, but pushing through. She opens another file on the focus and scrolls. Something about a Christmas party? Xavier being mad that Jolene didn't kiss him under mistletoe, useless after useless after useless. Take a break, Aloy. I know you barely slept last night. Let's get something to eat. Yeah, Beta's mad now. She's like, Aloy, seriously? I can't. We can't keep doing this. Honestly, going off the games, Aloy kind of almost seems superhuman, considering like how how many amazing grand feats that she does. It's amazing. Oh, thank you! I'm very excited to play it too, and thank you so much for letting me know the volume is good. I think the chat is not working on my screen either. I will fix that later. uh, yeah, thank you. Take a break, Aloy. I know you barely slept last night. Let's get something to eat. As if on cue, Aloy's stomach growls, her own body betraying her and siding with her sister. Nice. With a sigh, Aloy swipes the data closed and pulls back. Beta is grudgingly right. She does need a break. She rubs her temples, knowing she could have slept in just a little longer this morning. The sun is barely out, and she needs to take care of herself before she can take another crack at it. Now, since the chat thing is not working and the alerts aren't, I think I'm gonna really just kind of switch to a full game capture really quick. Uh, Give me like a moment, and I'll see if I can switch that over. Alright, switched it right over so we can see the full game in all its glory. I think that's better at this point. I spent so long trying to fix everything else for none of that to work in the end. Amazing. Uh, Courage, what's going on? If you hear my cat in the background, that's because she's demanding some attention at the moment. Hi, Courage. Just give me a second to open to just kind of pull her over. Come on. There we go. With a sigh, Aloy swipes the data closed and pulls back. Beta is begrudgingly right. She does need a break. She rubs her temples, knowing she could have slept in just a little longer this morning. The sun is barely out, and she needs to take care of herself before she can take another crack at it. It's hard to believe she's found nothing useful in the past 3 months. Every clue she and Silence followed has led to dead ends. Even their biggest lead of fighting Apollo on the Odyssey is on hold. The demise of the Zeniths led to their AI, the Julius, going into a lockdown they haven't been able to hack yet. So even Silence couldn't have fled on it if he had chosen to do so. The image of him finding that out is secretly gratifying, though. No one's ever said that Aloy isn't a little petty about things, if you've played the games. Honestly, the writing is so good so far. I think it's just very good in terms of, like, character uh, and characterization. So I'm really loving this so far. If she's being honest with herself, it's all a distraction anyway. Not from the burning shores and her bittersweet goodbye, or the sudden space in her heart that secretly wants, but from the 2 weeks after. Oh yes, the Burning Shores DLC was great, but I wonder how that will play in the third game if that ever happens. But well, maybe we'll probably follow that route and see how the folks down at the team at Focus on the Heart handled that storyline with Seyka. From San Diego, from the horror she encountered in the depths, from the way her diving mask cracked and she barely made it to the surface before she surely would have drowned. From the way Silence had to haul her and her useless broken leg onto his raft and get her to her sunwing. From... Ooh, scary, what the heck? Now this I think is original to here. Oh man. Aloy? What's that? I asked if you wanted peccary bacon with your eggs. That's fine. Beta stares at her for a moment, clearly unimpressed. When Aloy matches her gaze, she finally relents. You were thinking about it again, huh? No use in denying it. Aloy sighs through her nose and looks away. She's mad. It's like, don't you dare point out my trauma. Don't you dare point out that I am less than um, a world-saving, machine-killing machine. Yeah, Aloy... Ross was not a very emotional man, and Aloy doesn't seem to be very good at it either. But neither was Elizabeth, honestly. She doesn't remember a lot about her first few days back at the base after the disastrous trip to the far south, but she does remember screaming at Beta when Beta set her leg, with Silence holding her down. She remembers waking up in a cold sweat night after night, the image of a gaping crimson maw and a sea of black water fading from her mind. Ooh. You know we can talk about what happened. It can help you. I'm fine. I'm just saying, you can tell me. Maybe you'll feel better? Maybe. Or maybe it's just reliving nightmares and feeling worse than she already does. Ooh, okay. We got to the tutorial portion of the game. During the course of your chosen path, Aloy will be presented with opportunities to choose how to interact with her companion. One of the choices will demonstrate their connection to each other and deepen their bond. One will carry on their friendship. One may cause Aloy to lose her companion, maybe even forever. The choices are not marked. but each answer is way to bring you to the most appropriate ending based on your score. It's up to you, the player, to use your own knowledge of Aloy and each companion to decide on the best path, so choose wisely. Okay, all right. There's no pressure on that. It's all right. And if not, I'm pretty like there's many different paths on this game, so there's a lot of replayability. So honestly, when I first tried this game, because I like I said, I played like 3 minutes into it. I did chose the errand path, and I was like on the very beginning of that, but I did not pursue it completely further, any further. I might choose differently this time. You know, play this game multiple times, take different routes. Honestly, it's a really like I look forward to that. So. And like even she even blinks. I'm not saying this like I didn't even notice that, but like I love that the fact that just a lot of the like movement and other things incorporated into it. Like look at the little like I'm not sure what you call this, but like there's kind of little flakes, little part of snow particles falling down in the background. Which honestly, I did actually just notice this now, and that's actually kind of fun. That's a nice little detail. Um, but yeah, how should Aloy respond to Beta. Listen, Aloy's already been kind of closed off, but it's not exactly a good thing for her to sort of like shut her completely out. We're gonna just say I don't know because I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I don't know, Beta. Not today. Sorry. Okay, well, if you ever change your mind, I'm here. Uh huh. Dang, Aloy. Okay, I didn't know that. Don't know would just lead to her rejecting her. Like, honestly, when I played the first 3 minutes, it was a while ago, about a year ago, actually. At this point, um, so I honestly forgot how Beta reacted to that. Or, dang, Aloy. You relax a bit then. I'll get us some breakfast. Despite everything, Aloy still finds her mind going back to that night. While peace talks were happening in Meridian between the Karja and the Tanacht, Aloy and Silence journeyed far south, beyond even the burning shores, to completely underwater ruins of a place called San Diego. Silence stayed above on a raft, and Aloy descended into what was once an aquarium, and marveled at what she saw. Once the oceans teemed with life, brighter and bigger than anything Aloy thought possible. As she swam into a crumbling hull, a hollow activated above her head of something called a blue whale, once the largest animal on the planet. But her awe was cut short on her way out by a metal tentacle slicing through the hollow and narrowly missing her. No way to fight the mysterious new machine so deeply underwater, Aloy swam for her life. She managed to get away to sneak into a space too small for the machine to reach, but not before. I kind of really like the sounds in the background too. Jeez, just really like demonstrating like how horrifying this experience was. It's definitely not that one Loch Ness monster machine. I cannot remember the name of this machine. I don't know why I cannot remember the name of this machine, but I don't think it's that. Is it like a giant squid sort of thing that you're going for? Also, I kind of love the like trying to like create a whole new area. I love that. Not before horrors she doesn't ever want to revisit. Not before pain and fear like she never felt before. She fled to the surface, her right leg fractured cleanly between the knee and ankle, her diving mask cracked and leaking and threatening to drown her. Silence had to drag her onto the raft and then onto the Sunwing and fly her to the base himself. I wonder if I have to give a warning to anyone about like if they have thalassophobia or something. I mean, they don't see it, but like that is already just frightening to think about on its own. It's just a description. We have sound effects, but woo. Not that I have thalassophobia, but big ocean, scary. Aloy can't even say why this fight is sticking with her so much, but she suppresses it for another day, focusing instead on the upcoming breakfast with her sister. So, I was thinking, maybe today might be good for learning how to ride a charger? Really? Uh, yeah? Aloy smiles, grateful for her sister's attempt at a distraction. It's pretty clear Beta doesn't really want to do that at all, and only said so for Aloy's benefit. Great sister, great sister. Still, she nods her head. The smell of cooking food reminds her that she actually is hungry, and keeps her focus on the present instead of slipping back into the past. It's far too easy to do that when she's scooped up. The splint finally came off her leg 2 weeks ago. Since then, Aloy has done what she can to get herself back into shape. But that hasn't been easy. For 8 weeks, she could do nothing but think. Think about the future, think about the burning shores and what that meant to her. Think about the people she's come to know and care for. But what she wants to feel like is herself again. And she's itching to get out and do something meaningful. Hunting machines, a race in the desert, and even a challenge at the arena in the Grove. Did little to quench her wanderlust. And as chance would have it, such an opportunity presents itself as Gaia's voice trickles through the base's intercoms. Aloy, I hope you are feeling well rested this morning. Better than yesterday, Gaia, thanks. Just trying to find some answers. Is everything alright? I am receiving a transmission I believe will be of interest to you, if you have the time to devote to it. It should probably worry Aloy how quickly her heart leaps into her throat at the idea of doing something different and getting out of the base, but she chooses to brush that aside. Still, she can't hide her grin. Yeah, Gaia, of course, give it to me. Oh, okay. So I have to. I forgot about this too. So now I have to choose who the transmission is from. Listen, so I'm inclined to choose Seyka because of Burning Shores and the constant not the constant references, but the multiple references to it. Because that is where we left off with Forbidden West and Aloy's first actual foray into actual romance. Because again, it's not like people haven't flirted with her or like expressed interest. Like for example, Avad and Erend, who first thing he did upon meeting Aloy was hit on her. Then again, I think Avad. Well, Avad wasn't the first thing he did, but I want to choose Erend because when I saw him again in Forbidden West, and Aloy was like, honestly, when they reunited, the look on her face, the way she like lit up when she saw him, she like even if it's not romantic love, she loves Erend. And like he is clearly a big like influence in her life. Oh gosh, why am I forgetting this guy's name? Draken, Katalo, Petra, Seyka, Nil, Talana. So yeah, when I was streaming Horizon the other night, and I was actually in the middle of playing the side quests with becoming her Thrush, in Zero Dawn, and I was just gushing about her. I just adore her design. I love her whole her backstory. Honestly, I think Aloy and her clicked a lot. And oh no, I'm forgetting her name too. It's a Pet Quan? No, she's from the Quan, but that's not her name. She also does have a girlfriend, which I just love how casually like LGBTQ the game is. It's like okay, I I'm inclined to choose Seyka or Erend for now, but I'm going to go with Seyka first. Seyka, a Quen Marine whose skills earned her a place among the Eastern expedition to San Francisco in a final bid to save the Quen's dying homeland. Oh heck yeah! I forgot that you had a whole bio for them before you have to select them, so I could just go through them. You know what? Let's for everyone in the audience, anyone who hasn't played the game yet or just wants to go through all of them, I'm gonna go through every single one and just read out their bio. I'm still probably gonna choose Seyka, but I just kind of want to like appreciate the rating. When part of their group, including her beloved sister, goes missing, Seyka breaks the tribe's most divine laws, risking exile to reunite those who were lost. Aloy literally crashes into her life, and the two quickly team up. This outlander may just be the only person who understands Seyka's readiness to shelve the rules in the name of doing what's right for her home. All while parts of her tribe make it clear her help isn't always wanted. After rescuing her sister and thwarting an esteemed living ancestor, and a metal devil, the dust settles, but Seyka's sense of purpose has been uprooted. Her ideas of home rattled, and the people she worked so hard to save unsure what to even do with her defiant, unabashed spirit. Gotta love Seyka. Uh, Headstrong as heck. Let me see. We're gonna start from the top. I started with Seika, but let's start from the top. I love this artwork of her. Look at this pose. I just love it. She looks so badass. Okay, Petra, who is an Asura. She's really great. So she is a free-spirited Asuram who left the claim. Petra was one of many tinkerers and engineers who designed and built the famed Meridian elevators. After Avad became king of the Sundom, she went east, eventually starting the settlement of Freeheap, a place free of the patriarchal rules of the Asuram Eldermen. With Aloy's assistance, Petra created a cannon to protect her settlement, which later played a vital part in defeating Meridian during the Battle of the Elite. After the battle, she headed west, eventually taking up residence in Chainscrape, where she butted heads with its self-proclaimed leader, Olvund. With Aloy's investigative help, Olvund was ousted, and Petra was put in charge of the settlement, working to make it run as smoothly as a well-greased Oseram machine, and promising to always have a drink ready for the restless Nora girl. Oh man. I forget how she left Chainscrape. I think she left it in someone else's hands. Like, she didn't completely abandon it, or anyway. Petra's really cool too. Here we go. Draka! See, I did remember his name correctly. I thought I forgot it. A Tanakh soldier of the Desert Clan who had risen to the rank of leader of the Arrowhead settlement before meeting Aloy. With her assistance, he not only gathered machine hearts his settlement greatly needed as trade for water, a scarce and precious resource in the harsh desert, but she also aided him in his challenge for the rank of commander of the Desert Clan. Hiding a caring heart and a shrewd mind behind a charming smile and flirty words, he now works to help his clan get the water it needs. He must also prove to himself and his clan that he deserves the commander's rank by his own power, working to find a way to quell challenges without the need for further bloodshed within a clan who have already lost many to the harsh environment and the lure of Regala's message of hate toward the Karja, even while hoping his Desert Flame will visit him soon. I forgot he called her his Desert Flame. I think that's part of the reason I was like, I remember when I played the game, I chose him over the other leader. Though the game almost seems to make you favor Draka over her to some degree, and honestly, the choice that you make between them doesn't super matter because it still ends up in them fighting. I mean, it matters a little, I guess, because Draka's more inclined to help you at the end of the game than the other lady is. But the Desert Flame thing is great. He was very flirty. He's a bit of a hothead. He's a little quick to act, and that's not a bad thing. A lot of characters are hotheads in this game. No, don't do that. Alright. And then Katalo. Born to the Sky Clan, Katalo proves himself as the hero of Barren Light, going on to become a marshal in service to Chief Hikaru and the Tanakh as a whole. In that role, he finds himself fighting to maintain the fragile peace between the Karja and the Tanakh when Regala and her rebels attack the embassy at Barren Light. In the slaughter that follows, Katalo loses his friends, his arm, and his worth, or so he believes. Ordered by Hikaru to assist Aloy, he finds himself tearing down walls and finding a new cause to fight for. In the aftermath, Katalo makes a choice, pledging his life to Aloy and her mission. In doing so, Katalo gains a new purpose, a new squad, and acceptance from others, with Aloy's help. For himself. Oh man, he's so great. I love him. Also, I mentioning Regala, I kind of love Regala and a lot. She's also cool. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn has a lot of cool characters. Yeah, skipping over Seyka since we already did her. Next up is Nil. Now, Nil was hot as hell, and while he looks good in Tanakh like paint and stuff like that, I do miss his his Karja look. But either way, he's really cool. He is also Not exactly the most moral guy, but you know, it's fine. I was just like, yeah, we'll meet again. A mysterious, charming, and macabre former soldier hailing from the Sundom. Not much is known about his past other than the fact that he participated in the Red Raids and was imprisoned in the Carja prison of Sunstone Rock for 2 years after volunteering his confession to Sun King Avad. After his release, Nil traveled east into the Sacred Lands where he met Aloy. Together they cleared the Sacred Lands and Sundom of bandits. Nil proposed a duel to Aloy, which she refused. Nil would later assist her at the Battle of the Elite. Remember the memes that happened because their fist game makes a choice to fight him or not fight him, and you can fight him and kill him, but in the second game they're like, I saw a meme. I forget what art was. I'll look it up later. But I saw some art a while back where it was like, "Get up, Nil. You're in the second game. Get up." Like, so for people who in their playthrough killed him, they're like, "What? He's alive? I guess he got better." Anyway, once the fight was over, Nil traveled west dueling Tignoth until he met a squad of Tignoth teenagers who raced machines, at which point he decided to abandon killing for racing. He joined them and remained undefeated until Aloy ran into him a second time. He wore a mask during their initial encounters in the west, till Aloy beat him in the final race at the Still Sands, and he revealed his true identity to her. Ooh. I'm sure there's some fanfic out there of them falling in love while he's like, you know, uh, in his mask and stuff. Talana. See, I love her. Ooh. I think she might be one of my favorite female characters. Petra is like hot as hell, and Seyka is the cutest thing ever, and I love her. But if anyone would be kind of like my type is Talana. Her and Aaron are kind of like, I don't know. Like Petra is very hot too, and I'm very much into her. But I think of my of her and the other ones, or the others, she might be some of my favorite characters. Um, yes, Talana, elite machine hunter, Karja noble, fierce and loyal friend. With Aloy by her side, she became Sunhawk of the Hunters Lodge through the defeat of the legendary Thunderjaw, Red Maw. Eager to break barriers and hold the organization to a loftier standard of inclusivity. After the Battle of the Elite, she and Aloy parted ways, only to meet again in the Forbidden West, where Talana had gone searching for Amadis, a man she met during a transformative journey through the wilds. Though this pursuit ended sourly, both women found warm satisfaction in their time spent together on another adventure, parted ways once more, this time sharing an embrace and a promise to meet again. Yeah, finding out that like Talana, did you fall in love with this man? Yeah, but he's like in love with someone else. I mean, I get the man was traumatized, but geez, Talana deserved better. Also the reminder of Aziz. Zoe? Oh, Zoe, yeah. Oh my gosh, Zoe is actually. She is gorgeous, and I understand why she's also not a love interest here. But honestly, in my opinion, all these people might as well be out of my league. But that's not gonna stop me from swinging, swinging in leagues higher than my own. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that stop you. Confidence is key. But no, she and her and Varl were together, and I get why that's a thing. But oh gosh, poor Varl. Why did he have to die? I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent now about like Vala and Varl, and I swear to God, if their mother if something happens to her in the third game, I'm gonna flip my shit. That grandmother's gonna protect that baby so hard. But yes, Zoe is great. Oh, which you know what? That reminds me. There's actually other characters in the game that like are very minor characters that I think would also have been like a good match for Aloy. Who was that one Nora woman, the blonde one who like left Nora Lands to like avenge her father? She was great too. I loved her. I honestly thought that they would be Nakoa. Yes, thank you. Nakoa and Aloy. For like a brief second, I was like, this could be something. These two could like bond over the right. Like the shared trauma, like I mean they lost their fathers in different ways, but the shared trauma, and I think they could like really relate to one another. And of course we haven't seen Nakoa again, but like she hasn't gone back to the Nora lands, she hasn't gone back to the sacred lands, you know, she's out there somewhere, and I would love to see her again. I mean, considering like we see people that we weren't like for example Nail coming back, but because he, well, he was part of the game a lot, but not like super part of the main quest. But I honestly think Nicola could come back. Maybe someday, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, she's one of my faves too. Next up, Alva. How could I forget her name? She has such a cute name. I remember I kept thinking, like, oh, it's like Alma or Alba or something like that. A Quen diviner from across the great ocean who came with her people to the ruins of San Francisco in the hopes of uncovering data to help her tribe. Honestly, Alva also is very cute. Now that I'm reading this and I'm like looking at her, also whoever did the art for her here, I love how like big her eyes are. Like just the little smirk and the like the inquisitive nature of her. She's just so. Oh, Varga is a good. Yes, she is a good idea, like a good choice too. She was great. Like Varga was great. Um, but like, did she come back? I'm not. I'm now. I can't remember like anything now. Let me see. Let me see. But yeah, I just love her eyes here. Like Alva was such an inquisitive. Like she honestly is so sweet and just so inquisitive. She's very much one of those kind of like scientists who just will probably forget to do certain things like in favor of just researching, and I think in a certain way has a very similar kind of not like obsessive but rather single track mind that Aloy has when it comes to doing what needs to be done. um okay, so I won't lie to you, I know I said Varga, but I realized that I thought that was another person, and now that I'm looking at, I looked her up, she was the Oseram. Wasn't she? She was a side quest in the Frozen Wilds, right? We meet her there right before we go up the mountain to go see the. Us. Why am I forgetting the AI's name as well? But I remember that, like, right before we met her, she was adorable. She's also underrated. You were very right. Can't believe I forgot her. She's great. But yeah, while she believes in the overall value of the legacy and what it represents, meeting Aloy, the events surrounding the tomb of Ted Pharaoh, and the actions of the Zeniths have caused her to question the state-sanctioned truths of the Quen Empire more and more. When a number of the original fleet left to return home, Alva chose to stay behind through the decision came at a great personal cost, as though it may be many years before she can reunite with her family or her partner Federa again. Ooh, okay. So I do love that Federa is mentioned here. So with this, oh, now I'm curious to follow this route because I don't know if y'all decided to go with a poly route with this, which is actually really cool of you, and I think that's awesome. Like, is this like, oh, her dad is in the Hunter Gathering trailer? Was that who that was? I'm gonna have to go watch that trailer again. Though I won't, like, real quick about Hunter's Gathering, even though I'm excited to have, like, more Horizon content despite, you know, the art change, because the art change isn't bad entirely, but I do have to complain that I do not like the design of two of the female playable characters in that game, because they don't look like they belong in Horizon at all. Like, the girl with the pink hair and I think the ninja girl looks so out of place to me that it makes no sense that they're like I don't know. It's a little weird. I might get used to it, but I might give it a chance. But I'm glad that I'll go like check the trailer out again and see if I can find her, like her dad. All right, and then last but not least, Erend. A loyal and friendly Oseram who hails from the Claim, Erend made his home in Meridian after the Liberation, becoming part of the Sunken Navad's vanguard along with the rest of the freebooters. Erend first meets Aloy in the Sacred Lands as an envoy for Evad's diplomatic efforts with the Nora. Their paths cross again in Meridian, and though Aloy does what she can to help, he tragically loses his sister Ersa and must step into her place as captain. Erend and the Vanguard assist Aloy at the Battle of Yelite, and the two are later reunited in Daunt, but an injury confines Erend to Barren Light while Aloy pushes deeper into the Forbidden West. When summoned by Varl to join her cause, however, he rushes to her side, stepping fully into her world and providing crucial support to the team in their fight against the Zeniths. Erend has been at Aloy's side since the beginning, and a close bond has developed between them as a result. Yeah, I won't lie. I when I first played the game, I wasn't as attached to Erend, but upon like second and third playthroughs of the game itself, because I replayed the first game quite a lot, and mainly because okay, before I go on, fun story. How I discovered the game was through a family relative, and I was playing it on and off when I was over at his house for like the holidays. I couldn't finish the game, and I couldn't afford a PlayStation or the game itself for many years. And only managed to finish the game and play it in its entirety when a friend of mine let me borrow his console and the game, and I finished it within a weekend. And then maybe like last year, 2 years ago, I managed to get my hands on a PS5, and I just first thing I did was buy Horizon and play it the whole way through, and every single like side quest. I mean I replay it every once in a while, so you would think I would remember things more as a result, but no, it's because I play other things in between sometimes. But like Erend really grew on me a lot more through different playthroughs, because he starts from the beginning, and I feel almost like he's been with me from the beginning too. So he's great. But I'm already kind of set in who I'm going to choose. I'm going to go ahead and choose Seyka, because I think she's pretty awesome. But those are all the people. The summaries are very well written, and just the sound design is great, the music in the background is great, the different art styles, and there's just so many people who went into making this game, and it's just amazing. Anyone who's I really recommend anyone else try and check it out. Like I said at the end of the video, I'll try and like show the Ichio page and the Tumblr. If I can figure out how to show it on my screen without doing anything wrong with my own setup. Alright, let's go Seyka! This transmission comes from Alva, who has informed me that the rest of the Quen fleet have arrived at landfall. The Quen have been very preoccupied with restoring order among the reunited fleet, and those who made it from the burning shore seem especially shaken. That makes sense. After everything that happened to them, separated, stranded, part of their crew, brainwashed. I realize that I'm making Gaia sound more like and very more robotic than she actually does in the game. She has more of a, but I'm trying. That's just what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go with it. Part of their group brainwashed. Yes, Alva has indicated each group has had many stories to tell, especially about you, as well as the Marine Seyka for the brief time she was around. Seyka? What do you mean? Is she still with the fleet? She arrived with the second half of the fleet, but she is not there any longer. While Seyka was at landfall, Alva noticed she seemed distracted and distressed. After considerable effort to reunite everyone, Seyka packed her belongings once more, and seemed to sail back to the burning shores. What? Why would she do that? What could be there for her? If she wanted to be away from the others, she could have gone somewhere else. She could have gone. Alpha further reported that many of the newly returned Quen spoke of a typical journey back. Their perils at the burning shores left them vulnerable, and in their trip to landfall, the weakened crew encountered an opponent that threatened to wipe them all out. It was only by careful evasion and using up most of their ammunition that the survivors managed to get away, but the foe's pursuit was relentless. Seyka must be heading after whatever that is. Machine hunting to get away from all the attention and tribal politics? Can't say I've never heard that one before. What machine is this? A Tide Ripper? There you go. That's the name. That's the name I was thinking of. The one, the machine that I was like, is the machine that attacked Aloy in San Diego a Tide Ripper, the Loch Ness looking machine. Which honestly, I'm so glad that we. No, but we do have to fight them in the water a lot of times. I'm just remembering the beach where that thing comes out, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we didn't have to fight them. And then I'm like, did I just like black out all of the water levels that we had to play? I think I did a little bit because the Tide Ripper was a bit stressful for me. Freaking water levels, man. Okay. The machine's identity could not be confirmed, only that it was of significant size, yet moved with great speed and agility. Alva believes the mysterious nature of this new foe is part of what disquieted Seyka so much. I'm guessing it's a squid, because I heard tentacle. I assume it's a squid. That's what I'm betting on. I'm not gonna bet much on it, but I'll bet like at least like a couple. I do have a lot of shards. I'll bet like 300 shards on it. It's like some kind of kraken thing. It's like it's gotta be that. That does sound serious, and the Quen don't have up-to-date focus data as it is. Seyka will be going into this completely in the dark. Curious as to what could be going on. Courage, your tail's in the way, baby. Give me a second. I've been standing desking this, which I don't have a standing desk in my home, but I've been trying to. I'm trying to like set up my computer so I can stand, but I'm tired of standing, so I'm gonna sit now. But that means my cat is now trying to worm her way into my lap. Alrighty. I'm curious as to what could be going on. Why she is receiving this signal. Aloy makes ready to leave. She grabs some supplies and debates over a change of armor, her pulse already racing. Even more curious is how Aloy feels herself looking forward to it. In a way that feels almost... Be careful out there, Aloy. Always am, Beta. Uh-huh. Sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's also as skeptical as I am, Aloy. I mean, it's not like you have a death wish, but you're not necessarily all that careful with your own safety. For now, Aloy pushes the feelings aside to focus. It's time to fly. She pushes her feelings aside to focus on the heart. But I don't have a soundboard. It would be that sound better if I had a soundboard. Listen. I am cringe, but I am free. It's fine. It's time to fly. Ooh. Title drop. Oh. Look at him flapping in the wind. That's nice. That's cute. The journey to Legacy's landfall is a familiar one, made easier than ever by her Sunwing. Oh man. Might I add that the many times I forgot I had a glider while playing Horizon Zero Dawn, just jumping off of things, thinking, oh, I can fly! No, I cannot. The Sunwing and the glider was one of the best things added. One of them, not the only one. Ailey dismounts from her Sunwing and leaps from the building with practiced movements. As her shield wing erupts to life above her and she floats gently down, she is hit with a smell of the ocean. I'm sorry. I forgive me. She's hit with the smell of the sea as waves lap gently at even more ships lining the edge of landfall. Ooh, that's nice. Give me a moment, y'all. My cat is begging me to let her out. Give me one moment. Alrighty, I'm back. Hello. Just decided to get some water in the meantime, as talking a lot does harsh the throat quite a bit. But you know, what can you do? Honestly, I love reading things aloud, so it's cool. Alright. Oh, I love the music. That's nice. Alright, and look at Aloy! Oh, I really like her hair in this design. She looks so pretty. She hits the ground with a little more than a stumble and rights herself, marching further into the Quen settlement. The camp is livelier than ever now, and that the remaining fleet from the burning shores made it. There's signs everywhere of the recent return, crates half unpacked, ships laden with gear, members of the two factions crowding together and exchanging stories, instructions floating over milling Quen as everyone continues to find their footing again. You know, I actually kind of want to look it up. You know what I should have been doing? I should have definitely been going over, like, at least I feel like I should have, of like the artists, who the artist is for each art style here. If only because like I really think they all are really cool, and it's all really cool. uh, oh yeah, I forgot that y'all have like ending guides too on each one. Not that I'm going to use any of them. I'm going to go into this blind. and I'm already, well, I mean, I went into it like halfway blind. Like I said, I started a little bit of like the very beginning of Aaron's quest storyline route, and I only did like, I mean, I got to Meridian, and that's as far as I got to it. I just landed, and that's pretty much where I was at. um, oh, it's kind of hard to navigate on my mobile just to find who is who. There is definitely FAQs here, but I will probably find them later. But what can you do at the moment? Actually, oh, you know what? I didn't even know there was like some FOTH React tags. I'm now getting distracted looking this up. I should be playing the game. Oh my gosh. That's really cool. I love that. Ah, there you go. So, like, Seyka and Aloy are by Hardelshart and at Silk Terra. I believe that's what their Tumblr handles are at. And honestly, really great. I love. Actually, like Seyka looks great in this, and I think I haven't seen her yet here, but I assume the arts, the character art for her bio was also made by them. So, and great job. I really love the style of it. Continuing on, the camp is livelier than ever now that the remaining fleet from the burning shores made it. There are signs everywhere of their recent return, crates half packed, ships laden with gear, members of the two factions crowding together and exchanging stories, instructions floating over Milling Quen as everyone continues to find their footing again. Oh my gosh. It's kind of wild, like, how the Quen kind of came back. The Quen storyline was always very cool, and I thought that was like massively. I don't know how to say it. It's just very cool, and I'm sorry I can't say anything for lack of better words at the time. But like, Aloy is great, and this is great, and I will continue now. It doesn't take long for Aloy's presence to send a ripple through the settlement. From all sides, whispers sound, awe-filled murmurs of how she slew the Metal Devil and rescued their people from the clutches of yet another living ancestor. Gosh, the legend of Aloy will live on for, like, so long, and Aloy will hate every second of it. At least everyone gives Aloy some space while they talk about her. It's at least easy enough to search for who she needs. I love that expression. She's just so done. This should be fun. The face she wants to see the most among the Quen is, of course, absent. Like, of course, no one, the Seyka isn't here. Ugh, you know? Frustrating. It was like, I don't want to deal with all these people. Oh, thank you. Glad to be back. I just saw your chat. Sorry. Aloy traces a familiar path through landfall, past the strike player who is even more animated than usual, past the row of armor sets displayed like soldiers at attention, who wouldn't look out of place at the grove. Finally, Aloy spots Alva underneath an awning, shield against the sun's relenting rays. When their eyes meet, neither can fight down a smile, and Aloy swiftly heads in her direction. Alva! Oh, it's good to see you, Alva. You as well, Aloy. How are you? I heard from Beta you had quite the injury. But of course nothing can keep you down for too long, even metaphorically. That. Well, I had to keep busy somehow. Figured if I could heal while researching, might as well. How about you? Looks like everything's going to be different now that the rest of the crew is here. Indeed, for everyone involved, the rest of our fleet are telling some incredible versions of what really went down between you and Mondra. and Seyka. And they're not too willing to listen to what really happened. I corrected them whenever I could, but everyone has been exchanging stories back and forth like what would happen with the CO. Uh-oh. So the crew who just got here have heard a bit about what they missed? I love the expressions. Everyone wants answers about what happened to the other team, and both sides. Well, it didn't take long before everyone knew Seyka had fought beside you against Landra, on top of every other protocol she broke. The story of both your deeds spread quickly, and many bombarded Seyka with questions about her involvement. They were really excited about it. Okay, I'm not really following how this is a bad thing. Well, you see, it appears that many of them were curious to know what it was like fighting alongside a living ancestor? Shit. Indeed, I didn't know the full extent of what she heard until this morning. Up until now, I presumed she'd been out on missions, but after asking around, it seems she left of her own volition. Any news of where she might be headed? Workers at the dock spotted her heading off on her skiff 3 days ago, back in the direction of the burning shores. What does Aloy decide after Alva's news? Ooh. Okay, so if I follow her now, I'll check in how Kina has been doing. Kina. Who was Kina again? Let me look her up really quickly. I really should remember characters more. I maybe should have replayed for Forbidden West before this. But you know, it doesn't, it's fine. Kina. Oh, yeah, Kina. She's so cute. Man, the whole thing with Laundra was messed up. Laundra sucks. Honestly, the game does do a good job of making characters that you hate. Assis being one of them. I just, like, ugh. This freaking Assis. Assis, Laundra, a good number of the... freaking... Why am I forgetting their names as well? The freaking rich people who went to another planet and just were a bunch of jerks. And not to mention Ted Faro, man, the creators of the game were like very on the nose with his name. Ted Faro, hilarious. But okay, let me see. I'm gonna agonize over this. Time to go. I'll check in on how Kina has been doing. Well, I mean, it would be important to her if I like checked on her sister. Kina has kind of been through it, and they weren't like particularly on the. I mean, it was very fraught. I should gather more information about Seyka. I feel like the smart thing to do is to gather more information about Seyka, but is that what's most important to Aloy? Is to like. I want to check in on Kina because I feel like I should. That's a good way of gathering more information, but also I think Seyka would like to know how her sister has been doing. Also, there is a mosquito in here, and I don't know how it got in here, but it's massive, and I'm scared of it. If you hear any, like, sudden movements, it's probably because I am fighting to the death with it. I'm gonna go check on how Kina has been doing. Before I head out, I'm going to go check on Seyka's sister, Kina the Navigator. Have you seen her? That's a great idea. She's on the ship docked furthest to the right. Thank you, Alva, for everything. Anything I can do to help. I'm glad to. Aloy heads for the location Alva indicated. There on the deck of one of the new ships, she sees a familiar profile framed by a blue sky. Kina is studying the smattering of clouds like they hold all the answers in the world, which to her keen eyes they just might. Her familiar profile framed by a blue sky. That is some nice imagery. I kind of love the thought of her just standing on the, like edge of the ship, just kind of like looking out into the blue horizon. It's honestly really good imagery. No, I don't need saving, but thank you. I'm a strong and capable woman. A strong and capable woman. Like, I'm a cool and capable. What was that one girl from freaking Dr. Stone? I'm a cool and capable woman. I'm a cool and capable woman. Luna, there you go. Ailey walks over purposefully, letting her footfalls fall loud and heavy on the ship's deck. Kina doesn't need any more surprises in her life, even small ones. Kina! Kina turns, and the impassive mask slips into surprised relief. Aloy! Hello! Welcome? Or, I guess, welcome back to Landfall. Thanks, Kina. Looks like everyone is settling in. It's been so hectic. It's like we all just started our expedition all over again. And then Seyka, we barely managed to make it here before she headed off. Right before we came from after everything. I heard there still might be trouble. I came as soon as I could. How are you, Kina? Oh, I'm well. Well, better than I was, actually. Thank you. I've had some time to process everything that happened. Talking with some of the others who Laundra, took has helped too, actually. Makes this at least feel a bit less like my fault. It wasn't your fault. Laundra had tools in his arsenal designed to get into everyone's head. The only one to blame is Laundra. Yeah, like, he took advantage of you when you were, like, vulnerable and had way more knowledge than you, and took what he knew about you and used that to manipulate you all because of your culture of, like, about living ancestors. Of course he took advantage of that. He's an asshole. And it's not your fault that an asshole took advantage of you. You know? It's gonna take some time to heal, Kina. You'll be fine. Thank you, Aloy. I didn't realize how badly I needed to hear that. Especially now. Why is that? Because, well, now I can't help but feel like this is my fault too. Seyka running off. Oh, Kina, that's not it at all. You don't understand. If Seyka hadn't been put into that position where she felt she had to break all those rules to save me, she wouldn't have come to the center of all this questioning. Not even by compliance. There was a time no one in the tribe looked at her twice. Now, all of a sudden, she's getting accused of all sorts of things and asked questions she doesn't want to answer. It's unfair, and it's because I fell for Laundra's lies. Seyka made her decisions! And, like, sure, she's suffering the consequences, but she got you back, and honestly, that to her will definitely be worth it. It is definitely worth it. Seyka risked, everything to get you back. If people are doing that, that's not your fault. You can't control them. That's not your fault either, Kina. Seyka did what any good person would have done, and unfortunately that comes with drawbacks like this. Half the tribe wants to hear about what happened, and the other half want to tell her she was wrong for taking a focus and fighting an ancestor. There have been a few thank yous, but there have been more questions that I'm not sure Seyka has any answers to. She looks really flustered, and she was actually speechless a lot of the time. My sister's a lot of things, but she's never at a loss for words. I noticed that. Based on what Alva said, there's no way Seyka would have the answers to those people's questions. Because I never told her. Oh, Aloy. Dang, Aloy. Actually, that's true. They didn't really have much... Well, Aloy did do a lot to, It's funny how she actually didn't disclose a lot of information at first. It's not that Aloy's massively distrusting, but... Yeah, that actually makes sense that she would feel kind of some guilt over that if that was the... Mosquito! I got it! It's dead. The mosquito has been vanquished. The mosquito has been vanquished. Y'all didn't see it, but it's dead now. It was very slow, so. I'll make sure she's safe. You be safe too, please. You really helped a lot. Oh, you should know, that machine that attacked us, we were still sailing at the time, parallel to some strips of land southwest of us. We were avoiding skimming the shore, sticking to deep water to avoid some burrowers that had been spotted further inland. Whatever attacked us was big enough to nearly topple some of our boats, and quick enough to retreat before my people could return fire. That's good to know. Thank you, Kina. You take care. Seyka and I will be back before you know it. Alright, whatever's out there, it sounds serious. Better go extra prepared. Aloy is glad for the collection of shards she brought along, just in case, as she heads for a nearby merchant. Is there enough to go around? I have shards to exchange, of course. Ooh, I like the design of this vase. Yeah, I love how distinctive every tribe looks, like their own styles and culture, and I honestly think it's just so good. It's so good. Maybe one day I'll do a D&D game kind of based in the Horizon Zero Dawn world. Like, I don't know how I would like. Would that be fun if we like converted a tabletop role playing game for like Horizon? Does one exist already? It might. You know, I'm not gonna think about that right now. I cannot take on another project. I need to teach myself how to crochet first. Not for that, but like, I'm already doing that. Alright, let's go. Jomar. The ancestor who slew one of her own. What in my humble stock could measure up to anything from that sacred armory, ancestor? Whoa, just Aloy will do. It's exactly the kind of stuff you sell that's taken down plenty of tough machines before. Did Seyka take one of Laundra's most advanced weapons? Is that why you two slew him? To acquire his gear? Listen, I don't know what you've heard, but you need to hear me now. I'm not a living ancestor, I'm just Aloy. Someone who wants to help keep you all safe, and who is trying to help a friend. Please, I have shards. Seyka risked everything to help her tribe. Now she needs help. Everyone who's here right now is here because she saved them. Return the favor. Prove your gratitude and help me save her. And probably more of your people. Of course. What do you need? Aloy relaxes slightly, giving a nod and a sigh of relief. Thank you. I'll definitely be needing a batch of arrows, some piercing spikes, and machine muscle. Shards are exchanged, and Aloy neatly tucks her possessions into her satchels. Her sunwing sits dutifully where Aloy left it, mercifully away from the hustle and bustle of the settlement. The view gives her one final look at landfall without confrontation. A moment to observe without being observed. It's almost peaceful when she organizes her possessions onto the machine's back. Job done, she grits her teeth, grips tight to the sunwing's wiring, and urges the great mechanical beast onward. In one motion, they're in the air once again. Soon landfall is at her back, and all Aloy can see is dazzling ocean and distant silhouettes of the drowned city poking out of the horizon, like the fingers of a hand bidding her closer. The sun traces its arcing path over Aloy, burning into her back as they race across the sea together, and she's grateful for the breeze buffeting her face and arms with every flap of the sunwing. The sky changes above her from the watery gray of morning to a bombardment of afternoon light to the golden tint of a slowly encroaching dusk. Long treks are nothing new to Aloy, but she is especially thankful for the added convenience and speed of her sunwing as she fights to temper the growing unease in her chest. Everything will be okay. Seyka is tough. She'll hold her own once I get to her, and then we can sort this out. All of this. Drinking some water. Ooh, there's an indie TRPG that's definitely Horizon with a serial number filed up. Are you serious? I'm gonna have to look that up because that's crazy. I would love that. Maybe I can get my current D&D group to maybe play it. Thing is, we always suck at like starting things that we finish. We mainly just play the D&D stuff, and I barely just got back started on D&D right now. I played our third session today in the morning, but that's cool. Okay. Man, look at Aloy. She's so deep in thought. She's just agonizing over this. The endless expanse of marbled blue waves is broken by a familiar collection of broken islands and crumbling towers. Encouraged, Aloy urges her Sunwing further. It sounded like whatever attacked the Gwen was pretty big. It won't be able to hide like a watcher. Just then, a small bobbing speck in the water. That has to be Seyka's skiff! But no Seyka. Seyka has to be in that area. She wouldn't wander far from her skiff. On the right path, but where to now? Okay, maybe I should have investigated further. But no, Kina told me. Oh my gosh. I do, like I said, I have played like at least a minute of Aaron's route. And I love how you meet him immediately. But Seyka just ran off somewhere. You gotta go find her. Because, yeah, honestly, not too dissimilar from Aloy. I remember Aloy just taking off and Varl having to find her. Just like, you keep leaving. Why? Cause I don't need your help and you don't need to be involved and... oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Now, where to now? Better head for the skiff. Better stay the course straight ahead. Fly toward deeper water. Oh gosh. Oh no! Is it possible to miss her? This game you wouldn't kill Seyka, would you? Like, or would it take me longer to find her? Alright. The skiff is there, but the Seyka isn't there. Thing is, I have a bird's eye view looking over from the Sunwing. And why would she be deeper in the water? Did we give her one of those things? We probably did. We probably gave her one of those things to... Okay, I'm just gonna stay the course. Obviously, I'm picking the middle again. I know I picked the middle for Kina. I chose Kina, and now I'm choosing straight ahead. What if there's burrowers? No, I'm gonna go straight ahead. Aloy decides to stay the course and search for Seyka on land. Perhaps she's already set up a base of operations and they can update one another there. Aloy's Sunwing skims above the trees, shivering in the light, breezy, salty breeze, weaving a path left and right. They cut a jagged line over the first island. Aloy peering every which way in search of more signs of life. Signs of Seyka. Along the western side of the island, the bit of foliage that makes up the island promptly yields to sandy beaches. Waves lap up against the shoreline that dips and rises above the churning waters. From her vantage point, Aloy sees where the waters are shallower, where low tide will eventually make small islands of these underwater dunes. But then she spots a shoal, standing stubbornly out against the sea's relentless battering. There in the middle of it is a Seyka, bow slung across her back, rope caster held at her side. The whole time, Seyka keeps her eyes fixed on the water. Without a moment's hesitation, Aloy urges her Sunwing down, and the two land easily behind her. Aloy's Sunwing gives a metallic cry, and in an instant, Seyka reels around, rope caster up and aimed right at Aloy's face. Recognition fills Seyka's eyes, and she lowers her primed weapon immediately, but not her stunned expression. Oh, she's real shocked. She's so shocked. Look at her face. Aloy? I don't know if I can do a voice for Seyka. It's not that different. I'm not sure if I'm really affecting different voices all that well. Aloy? Easy, I'm here to help. Before either can say another word, the earth trembles beneath their feet, and again, pulsing like a great heartbeat, a guttural metallic croaking issues from behind them, and the two turn just in time to see a bile gut barreling towards them, closing the distance in bounding leaps. It's a froggy! No! River! I don't know why I tried to voice the ribbit. Great wads of acid fly straight towards them, and both women instinctively grab each other to pull the other out of harm's way. They scramble through the sand, disentangling and readying their weapons. Oh good, just like last time. Fatigue from our hasty journey threatens to settle in Aloy's bones, but our limits can wait. They have before. Croak. Croak. The bile gut sends another volley of acid. Aloy dives into a roll. The projectiles fly overhead and beyond the sandbar. Seyka crouches, aiming her bow. Aloy, get back! Her arrow whizzes inches from the machine's metal bite sack. As Aloy puts some proper distance between herself and the machine, the bile gut performs another leap right for her. Aloy scrambles out of the way, but as the bile gut lands, the ground trembles beneath her with the force of the impact. Sand flies up in a small plume, stinging her eyes. We need distance from this thing! Let's get back to the tree line then! It can't hop around so well in there! They both break into a sprint. The short expanse between them and the overgrowth isn't far, but every step feels like taking a leap of faith. Okay, alright, yes, because we're doing a frog. Because it's a frog and he leaps. I get it. What is this? I just found something that probably should... Did this come off my computer? Oh no. I think it did. It did. It absolutely came off my computer. Why did this come off my computer? I will fix this later. This is not important, I don't think. This is not an important piece. It's fine. Their elbows knock into each other as Aloy and Seyka run. A metallic whirring is their first warning before the sting spawn come barreling toward them. I hate sting spawn. I hate them so much. And also the bee ones. Like, I mean, they're not that much of a problem. They're just annoying. Aloy hears this noise just a moment before. Ooh. You hear that? I like the music here. Again, the sound effects and the music are so well done. I'm just over here, I just hear like the little metallic kind of like electro, kind of techno kind of sound indicating the machines kind of... It's lovely. It's great. Oh yeah, Aloy hears the noise just a moment too late. No, Aloy! Get down! She gracefully barrels into Seyka, arm catching across her shoulders to shove her forward and down. A trio of sting spawn, one after another, rocket over them, the sharp edges of their hooked legs flashing dangerously close. A shadow falls over Aloy and Seyka as the bile gut leaps overhead, landing right between them and their shelter. Looks like it doesn't want to say goodbye just yet. Time to make it regret ever being built. Ooh! Oh, the sting spawn are the little bee things. Great, I love that. I fully forgot that. But also, look how well designed they are. I mean, yes, it is designed for the games, but I really just love this artwork. It's nice. I like it. It's great. The sting spawn corrects course, flying back around for another go. One throws itself again towards Seyka. Woo! Okay! She stabs an arrow at one's torso, plunging it deep into the sting spawn's body, sparing it. Aloy loads her bow and trains an arrow right at its stomach. Her first arrow lands in the sand. The bile gut bristles and opens its mouth. Aloy throws herself out of harm's way as its tongue speeds in her direction. She also leaves Seyka vulnerable. Remnants of lifeless sting spawns scattered in the sands at her feet. Seyka readies another blow at the next mechanical insect. Metal crunches metal, bits of ruined wings flying everywhere. But now, only one sting spawn remains, and the bile gut is too focused on its feisty Noro prey to amend this. Keep at it, Seyka! Just keep the bugs at bay! Please be in the mood to listen to me. Is that it really? Aloy, is that really your priority right now? You gotta fight the machine! You useless lesbian. She's far from useless. She saved the world multiple different times, but you know. And I know in the context of the game, she's not, you know, but you know, it's whatever. I love it. I love it. Without waiting to catch Seyka's response, Aloy runs a jagged path away from the bile gut. Changing course every few steps, she chances a glance to check on Seyka and sees her dodging an assault from the remaining sting spawn. The bile gut makes another attempt at lashing out with its tongue. But Aloy is quick on the draw, loosing an arrow into the appendage. Woo! The bile gut's rage carries across the beach, and it readies again to leap at her. It stumbles and flicks its webbed foot impatiently. Aloy sees a wire protruding from its haunch, leading to Seyka. Ropecaster hastily armed. The third and final sting spawn is a tangle of lifeless metal beside her. The tether drags as the bile gut shrugs off the solitary blow. Shit. Seyka fires off another wire that misses as the bile gut makes a retaliatory leap at Aloy. The machine's renewed rage gives her barely a moment to react, and as she dodges, she can feel the heat radiating off of it, and something even hotter that seeps into her skin. No, not acid! For a moment, the machine is disoriented, and Aloy uses the reprieve to notch an arrow, sprinting all the while. Oh no! She's got some damage on her! Another clang signals Seyka's ropecaster firing off again. This time she's clutching at the tether with both hands. Look at that, there's two of them. Oof. Hey, you big disgusting brute, sit still! Seyka's not nearly enough to hold it down by herself, but she's putting in a very earnest effort. She successfully agitated the bile gut even more. It tugs at its legs, sending Seyka tumbling. Aloy quickly notches another arrow, and a third, a second, and a third. The bile gut lunges into another leap. It's now or never! Aloy drops onto one knee and readies her bow. The bile gut's focus is entirely on Seyka as it launches into the air, exposing its most vulnerable components. Yes. Aloy fires. Ooh, the sound of her loosing an arrow. Her arrow cuts a straight line to the bile gut's volatile stomach, and it explodes on impact. Woo! Momentum keeps it tumbling towards Seyka, who dodges it just in time. It lands as an empty, darkened husk feet from her. Dodge! The pair stand in silence for a moment, both panting hard as they survey the scene of destruction surrounding them. The bile gut now lies motionless on the ground, surrounded by the shattered remains of its swarm of the summoned sting spawn. Aloy's scratched up, and Seyka has not a scratch on her. Look at her. She's like, wow, that was great! Aloy sighs heavily with relief, then winces as she suddenly registers a throbbing pain in her right arm. Her hand reflexively reaches for the area, fingertips coming away red with blood. Dang it, Aloy! You just recovered from a broken leg how long ago? You're bleeding! Ugh, it's fine. Nothing I haven't dealt with before. Aloy, I'm going to shake you. Really? I mean, you're injured, so I can't shake you, but I'm going to shake you. Like, you gotta stop. Like, you learn to accept help, but now you're just like, it's fine, I'll just die. I mean, not that she has a death wish, but like, come on, Aloy. Do you want some help? See, I'm always choosing the middle choice, and I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna ask her. Do you have anything? But like, I feel like I should let her tend to my wounds tenderly. Mm, gosh, like I don't want to make her listen. Aloy, your problem is that you can't be an independent woman all the time. It's not bad to be an independent woman, but you need to like. It's not like you can't. I was just reading a webtoon where someone was like, just because you can stand by yourself doesn't mean you have to like go your entire life without like doesn't mean you can't have someone walk behind like side by side with you. So like, come on, Aloy. Like, I'm gonna do the middle choice again. We're gonna do the middle choice again. That be nice. Thank you. I think I have some bandages, but I don't think that'll do the trick on its own. Do you have anything to help seal it? I can bind it, but that'll only go so far. Sure, I should have something. Aloy rummages in her pouch in search of bandages, feeling relief as her hand closes around a familiar bundle of cloth. Tugging it out, she glances up to find Seyka approaching her, a small jar of salve in one hand. This might do the trick. I use it a lot when I'm out in the field. Oh, thanks. That would be... Seyka grabs Aloy's wrist with a delicate hand, turning her arm over to get a better look at the wound. What are you... Calm down, Aloy. Calm down. Chill. It's okay. Don't freak out. Hold still. Before Aloy can say anything, Seyka has popped open the jar with her free hand. Only then does she relinquish her grip on Aloy's wrist and dip her fingers in before gently spreading it across the wound. Aloy opens her mouth to say something in protest, but the sting of the substance on her open wound makes her wince. She tries desperately not to think too much about the sensation of Seyka's fingers against her skin. Both the broken skin on her arm and face burn with different kinds of heat. Oh, Aloy! She's so cute. Gosh, and I can imagine she blushes so bright red. Come on, Aloy. Chill. You don't freak out in front of a pretty girl. Don't freak out in front of a pretty girl. You can do this. So she's just Milo in Atlantis, pretty girl. Like there. That should stop the bleeding for now. Give me those. Seyka closes the jar and gestures to the bandages in Aloy's other hand. Aloy hands them over before standing there nervously as Seyka quickly binds the injury and ties it off. She catches Aloy's eye, her own cheeks turning a soft shade of pink. Ooh. She steps back quietly, wiping the remaining salve off her fingers and giving a brief nod before glancing away. Okay, so Seyka knows how to be cool. Seyka's blushing, but she knows how to be cooler. Never mind. I take back what I said. They're both useless lesbians. I take it back. Look at that blush. That should do it. Thank you. You didn't need to do that, you know. Seyka shuffles her feet, looking in every direction except for Aloy. Well, you wouldn't have gotten that if you didn't come after me. They both stand in silence, neither meeting each other's gaze. Finally, Aloy clears her throat to speak. So, why are you all the way out here anyway? I could ask you the same thing. I heard your crew ran into trouble on the way here. Alva was worried. Diviner Alva was worried about me? We both were. Sounds like you were up against something dangerous, and well, you could probably use someone with you. In more ways than one. Oh, okay. Ayla's already like, is already ready to wife her up. She's like, will you marry me? Thing is, I know there's a lot of husband and wife pairs in Horizon Zero Dawn, like a lot of partners too. But I wonder if there's actually any marriage practices, or if I'm forgetting any of the ceremonies or marriage like practices that there were Because I don't remember if they were any. I know that there were couples. There were couples, people who were together, um, same-sex couples, and, like, just, you know. But, like, I don't know if it's ever been done where if there was any kind of, like, marriage tradition. I know it's never been focused on, but I'm curious. And you just flew all the way out here to be that someone? I did. What else did you hear? Just that the fleet took some serious damage and your people can't afford another heavy blow after everything? That's right. I suppose I don't have to tell you that I needed to do this. Stand charging off to solve a problem on your own. Sometimes it feels like that's the only possible option. It must have been serious to drive you to do this. Seyka hesitates, her eyes flick from Aloy to the crushing waves. Hands clenching. Whatever happened has gotten Seyka riled up in a way Aloy hasn't seen since their battle with Landra and his reactivated Horus. She goes to speak, but Seyka's gaze returns and silences her with the gravity of that autumn stare. Autumn? I kind of like that. There's something kind of, like, really stylized with that kind of, like, diction, word choice. I really like that. Though her eyes are gray, I mean, autumn is gray. And it does speak to a little more warmth than, like, a wintry stare. I'm not gonna pick apart the diction. I'm already picking apart the diction. I think it's so interesting. I like it. I am a bookworm. It was the machine. What? What one? I don't know. It was quick. That much I can tell you. Even with how big it was, all I could make out was this huge, dark mass moving in and out of the water. I figured one person might have a better chance of catching it by surprise than a whole fleet. You've planned this out. Your mind must really be made up. Our supplies are already depleted so much. It's a wonder we've had enough to fight it off. I'm not sure how we did get away either. And we can't afford any unknowns next time we set sail. One more person won't disrupt your plan, will they? A silence hangs between them as Seyka looks at her, making their close proximity feel again like oceans. Seyka seems wary, brow furrowed thoughtfully. Aloy shifts awkwardly under her gaze. Seyka lets out a small sigh and nods. No, come on. I'll show you where it was last. Alright. The two give the Bilegut a final search for parts before setting off. Their footsteps are light as they traverse through the overgrowth. The plant life thins as they reach a rusty railing. A few flakes of its crusty red shell flutter off as the two easily step over it onto what must have once been a well-used street for the old ones. Seyka leads them down the road. Flashes of vivid blue appear between crumbled buildings and swaying trees. The ocean is never far from here. I do think the area in Burning Shores is actually really pretty. There is so much water in between, but it's actually, I don't know, it's just, it's so great. California love. I don't know if I just copyright striked myself by doing that. What sort of ammo does it fire off? And I made Aloy a valley girl for a second. I probably know less than you do. What was that tone? Even with this legacy gifted focus, I can barely get a read on the damn thing. No one could. That thing's smart, and it could be right near us without us knowing. Aloy feels very aware of the deep gouges that cut through many of the islands of the Burning Shores, including this one, turning some streets into underwater canyons. It really would be easy for an aquatic machine to make itself at home and traverse around the cluster of islands with ease, all while being little more than a whisper. I left my skiff at the end of the road. The path drops off into the water there. I saw it coming in. That's partly how I knew I was in the right place. As they walk, Seyka shoots her a peculiar look, like Aloy is some bewildering puzzle she can't figure out. A steep slope leads them down a street lined with ancient transportation compartments, still waiting for their owners. It ends abruptly. The two hop down and land in the damp sands. Their footprints join Seyka's old trail from her earlier scouting mission. Aloy whistles for her sunwing. Okay. I was a little taken aback by the whistle. That was kind of fun. The wind sings with its precise descent, and the machine pulls up just in time to land with a clatter. Still remember how to fly this thing? I actually just want to take my skiff. Alone, if that's alright. Oh, alright then. I should reassure her. This machine has her really unsettled. I'll be covering you from above the whole trip. Catch me if I fall? I'm going to have to start charging you shards. Ooh! That's a nice shot. Look at that. Catch me if I fall. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're flirting already, Aloy? I mean, she's been flirting, but like... Smooth, Aloy, smooth. What? What did I do? I didn't mean to wake up your cat. What? Which cat was it? I didn't mean to. Ooh. Alright. It's already about... Yeah, it's close to the 2-hour mark now. I think I'm gonna, like, stop here. Oh, the whistle woke him? No, poor the baby. That's not my fault. That's the game's fault. Well, I mean, the game isn't too much to blame. It's in the game. And if you're watching it, that's your fault. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry, poor the baby. Alright, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Like I said, I was doing as you can see, I don't know if you can see my save history, but as you can tell, I was playing a little bit of Aaron's thing. Last time I tried playing this was like last year, in June. Yeah, let me just go ahead and no, I didn't mean to do that. It's fine. It's fine. I can load that back up next time. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and try and try and like show off some of where everything's at. Just give me a quick minute to change my game capture to my my screen, my screen. I know that you are on itch.io. Focus on the Heart is a really cool game, and you can find it on itch.io. Right here. There is also a trailer that they had, but like you can find it all on their Tumblr and stuff. Give me a quick second. And capture a specific I don't know how to like get it to like capture the specific window. I'm trying my best to do it. No, I'm over here trying to switch the screen. Hmm. Let me see. I'm gonna add a source real quick. Probably quick display capture. Adding a source. Ah, you can see my screen now. You can see my things. There we go. Uh, but yeah, here's the. Ah, Jesus. I just did the whole thing wrong. Don't know how that happened. And I did it again. I suck. But here's Focus on the Heart right here. Here's their Tumblr, and yeah, it's a visual novel fan game. It's really cool. You can find it on their itch.io, as you can see on here, Cauldron Heart. We got a game trailer and everything. Um, just open that up. It's really really cool. It's very good. Yeah, Seyka's playthrough. Oh, Talana. The amount of work that was done, the promotion. Ooh, okay. I did not notice Nil's happy trail. Oh, I think this Booba, the Aaron artist I followed, they're great. Ooh, Focus on the Heart. Wow, it's been out since 2004. I forgot that. I really waited a long time to play the game, but I hadn't had my hands on Forbidden West yet at that time. I think I played Forbidden West last year. I just wasn't able to get my hands on it until last year. But it's honestly a delight playing this, and it's been great. Let me go ahead and swap over to ending. Thank you all for joining the stream. I hope you had a nice time. Have a good night, and I'll see you again next Saturday. Bye.